Hello, my name is Heath Morrison, Superintendent of Washoe County School District. As a lead educator, I've always believed that the safety of our children should be our highest priority. Before parents care about if their children are learning math, science, or social studies in our schools, they care first, are their children safe in our schools? It is critical that educators and lead responders and first responders have processes and systems to ensure the safety of every child across every school in Nevada. Spartan, which stands for Schools Prepared and Ready Together Across Nevada, is the lead agency to ensure that every school is ready for any kind of unique emergency or disaster which can compromise the safety of our students. This project is a joint collaboration between the State of Nevada Homeland Security Commission, divisions of the emergency management, and public safety agencies across our state and every single school in Nevada. As a parent and lead educator, it gives me great satisfaction to know that so many people are working so hard to have the processes, plans, and systems necessary to keep every child safe in every one of our schools. I hope that everybody who cares about children, who cares about education, will take the time to understand the need and prioritization of emergency management and keeping our children safe. In Nevada, we have 440,000 students, and therefore we have 440,000 reasons to make sure that this is a priority. We applaud Spartan for taking the lead and making sure that every school is safe for every child in Nevada.
In 2010, the Nevada Homeland Security Commission funded a grant initiative called Spartan, Schools Prepared and Ready Together Across Nevada, to support the schools and their communities in each county in the state. The overall purpose of the grant is to develop a baseline in school emergency preparedness in every public and private school facility in Nevada.
It's critical that we all prepare and utilize the same terminology and the same plans, at least the processes, during a school emergency when interacting with community responders. So Spartan will give us the opportunity to plan together, develop a product that is easily implemented at the school district level and then subsequently used for individual schools.
The Homeland Security Commission identified and in partnership with Spartan looked at the variety of perils that we face in the state of Nevada. We certainly are coming into this thinking of school violence and other issues because that is in the media. However, this is an all hazards approach in that we have earthquakes, we have floods, we have a variety of different issues that would potentially create problems or safety issues within our state.
Each school district in the state of Nevada is required to have a crisis plan per the Nevada Revised Statutes. Each district complied as best they could with mixed results. This grant provides the subject matter expertise to assist school districts to develop National Incident Management System compliant plans. Every school district can use common terms and common training. This is a force multiplier should there ever be a need for schools to support each other or districts to support one another before, during, and after an incident.
One of the problems that's occurred for many of the schools after a crisis has been the reunification of students with their family members. So we use that as an example of how during the training we can give a practical application to the disaster plans that are being developed. We also look at the impact these types of situations will have on the students and on the school community at large in terms of the physical, mental, and emotional impact.
Another important part of this project is developing some key partnerships, and they speak a lot about not exchanging your business card on the scene of an incident, and I believe it's very important that we have these statewide meetings so that networking is able to happen beforehand.
If we go to a mutual aid area where we're helping out another school district or another fire department, we can pull up to the scene of a school and run it the same way we would in our own district.
As a firefighter and first responder, it's important for us to work together using a common incident command system, our NIMS, which stands for the National Incident Management System. The fire department developed this and has been adopted throughout nationwide, and that gives us the ability, as we come in, that we're all working on the same plan and same incident command system. So the fire department, the schools, the law enforcement, everybody comes together in a unified command in times of emergency and gives us the ability to work towards a successful outcome.
The legal aspect of school crisis management is part of the whole picture of emergency management, and the legal end of it is that we have been given a mandate through the federal government to be prepared, to make our schools prepared throughout the state. Since we have that mandate, it is imperative that school districts have a plan.
In a disaster, children have different psychological, cognitive, and behavioral needs as those do adults. Children have needs and, for example, are worried about things such as their families, their loved ones, their friends, their pets. They want to know how they are doing in a disaster, and they do worry about them. Children also want to know about when they can go home, and believe it or not, the routines that are so important to children when they can go back to school.
Nevada Project Spartan does not have any expenditures to do with equipment. We're building capabilities of people and sustaining that over the long haul through considerable amounts of training and exercises. It's our hope that by infusing these principles in school children and school staff across the state at an early age and moving through the course of their public school careers as well as the private schools, we're able to sustain this project over the long term. There is no money for equipment, there's no money for personnel. We are focusing on people, training, and planning to ensure that our schools are prepared for emergencies when they happen.
A task force established by the Governor of Nevada was charged with the responsibility of developing the concepts and procedures that will be used by every school district. The membership of the task force reached far and wide throughout the Silver State. Members include representation from both rural and urban areas in the state, public safety officials and educators, parents and principals, all have representation on the task force.
Project Spartan is probably one of the most beneficial things that has happened in a long time in terms of school emergency plans in the state of Nevada.
I've gained a lot of insight, especially with ICS this year. It's given me some insight on how to develop our plan and mold it.
The Spartan Task Force Steering Committee selected a project manager to handle the day-to-day management of the statewide program. Disaster Management International was selected after a comprehensive national search. The DMI staff worked to ensure that the project's logistics needs are addressed. The services that a project management team provides to these grant initiatives is critical to the overall success of the program. Each person on the task force, as well as the Spartan leadership, have full-time positions that would make it virtually impossible to achieve the goals set forth in the grant if there was no project management team.
Well, the importance of Project Spartan is to bring together all the various school districts and representatives of those districts from all across Nevada and give them the opportunity to develop consistent plans of continuity of operation and emergency response plans to deal with emergency incidents within their school. The more standardized that process becomes, the more interactive the school districts can become with one another.
Task force members met bi-monthly with plans writers to establish the essential elements in Nevada school emergency plans.
Transportation is a big part of emergency planning.
We've talked about the earthquake that possibly could happen within the Dayton area through the Washoe Fault. We've had quite a few floods in the Fernley and the Arrington area as well.
The availability of support. If you have a medical emergency, we have a clinic and they do a great job in the clinic, but sometimes a clinic isn't enough. You need hospital and you need the type of expertise, multiple doctors or personnel there.
Are we secure in the event of a chemical spill, a massive accident? We have a mine, hazardous materials would have to flow down that road. We're concerned about that. That's one of our issues.
Some of the things that we pay attention to at Southside Elementary include potential flooding situation, or what would happen if a train derailed on the tracks